Look, the young messiah, feel froggy, I jump higher. Act hard when I come by, I swerve like a drunk driver, smart mouth. This actually starts off with Metro Boomin. Let me not forget that. This starts off with Metro Boomin. What is good? Hold on, make sure I'm centered here, make sure I'm all good. What is good, ladies and gentlemen of the SFJ Nation? I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Let me first start off by saying we are up to 225, very close to 226,000 subscribers. That is crazy. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for breaking all the like goals that we've been doing. Just means a lot. You know, a lot of people have been saying that they've been appreciating the more videos in this time. So I'm gonna do a different kind of video today where, you know, it's just a kind of a story time, telling a story. You read the title. KSI dropped a song with Smokepurpp and Lil Pump yesterday. I reacted to it. Go check that out. And it reminded me that I actually have a song with Smokepurpp that I never dropped, and the funny story behind why I never dropped. So I don't know how long the story is, but whatever. Talk time, story time, no edits. We going in. Shout out to the people who watched the whole thing. I appreciate y'all. So the story starts off like a few years ago. I don't know how many years ago, but it was a few. Let's say 3 or maybe 4. At the time, I'm working at this place where you like stay in home and help like disabled people and stuff like that, and you like stay over at the houses overnight. So at this time, I have absolutely no money. I'm doing just grinding, just trying to get a name out. This is before I do YouTube, everything, and somebody I'm working with. I don't know if I want to give all the names out because people did some silly things, so whatever. Somebody I was working with hit me up and was like, yo, I can get... Well, okay, actually, this starts off, and there's going to be no edit, so I'm just going off no script. This actually starts off with Metro Boomin. Let me not forget that. This starts off with Metro Boomin. So, by the way, get this video to 3,000 thumbs up if you like the story times, and if you want more story times, 3,000 thumbs up, 150 comments, because I got stories for days. Trust me, I got a whole legacy before YouTube. But anyway, so starts even further to be more years than that. So there's a producer in Nebraska that I start working with, and he produces a beat for Metro Boomin. Now, I mean, he co-produced a beat with Metro Boomin. Now, he gave me that beat. Took some coercion, took some talking. Don't ask me why. I was like, bro, this is gonna be big, right? We're gonna make this big. Now, trust me, this beat was one that he wanted to get off, but nobody else was getting it. This, then the third, so I got on the beat. Boom. We made the song Real, which is is on all streaming platforms. Is produced by Metro Boomin. That's how I got the Metro Boomin track. So to record the song, I didn't want to just record it in my closet studio in Lincoln, or even do the studio I went to in Lincoln. I said, yo, we gotta fly to Cali, and we gotta get a good studio. And my man was like, so we were trying to find somewhere we can go out there and do a professional studio. We found a place with this guy, and we'll just call him Spike. We'll call him Spike. So a producer out there named Spike. He's at the time he wasn't like, he was just getting started and wasn't like super big, but he's like bigger now and works with a lot of people. But he would like do work with one of the people that I work with very closely, and he would send different videos where Snoop is in the studio, this, that, and the third, all kinds of different stuff, right? And he's actually working with these people. Like, he's out in Cali, and he's starting to get his clientele up. So we go out there, and I say, yo, I got this Metro Boomin beat. I want to record this song Real. So we go out there, we record Real. da 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 da. It's just got real. Boom. I performed that song on when I actually go on perform with Future in Texas, which is also another story time. But if this hits 3,000, we can talk about that. Anyway, so I do that. It's big. Blah 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 blah. So later on down the line, like a year later, and this is around that time I'm talking about now. I'm kind of floating. I'm not really in a good place. I don't know what I'm gonna do with music. It's not really working. Like trying to do entertainment's just not working for me at the time. And all of a sudden, the person that I work with hits me up and goes, "Yo, so Spike can get us a feature with Smokepurpp. Like Perp was just in the studio. We can get a feature with Smokepurpp for 2,000. I think it was 2,000. Might have been more than that, but it was 2,000. Now at the time, 2,000 was, you might as well have said 20,000. You might as well just said 20 because I was just like, where am I gonna get $2,000? So it took me probably 4 to 5 months possibly to pay that off, because even though I was working at this job between pay, I didn't have a lot of money to kick off in the side and stuff. So I do this, and he, the person I get it is like, yo, it's gonna be dope, this, that, and the third. What happens is I never really get to hear the song or the verse until months later, until I get done paying it. But basically we had already got it, the song, but I was basically paying it off, right? So when I was paying it, when we got through and I was almost done paying it, I started kind of feeling iffy about Spike, and I was like, yo, ask him to send us a clip or something of the song, make sure that, it's legit, there's an actual song here, because I'd be very paranoid with stuff, and I was still naive. This is before Dax, this is before any of that. So Dax was the last time, and that was the last time I was like, nah, that's not happening again. So I paid that. We don't actually, he sends us a clip, but it sounds really rough, weird. I was like, what? This sounds weird, but I get reassured that it only sounds like that because it was recorded through a speaker on a cell phone. And I'm like, okay, whatever, because he doesn't want to send the track, so we have it, this, that, and the third, whatever. Okay, cool. So I send the song. The rest of the money. I get the song. This song, first of all, it was already, I was thinking it was going to be a verse. Then I realized it was going to be a song. It was already a song in a beat, right? But it was mixed awfully. It was, and the fact that we couldn't get the acapellas. They wouldn't send the acapellas. They would only send the verse with the beat completely doo-doo-fied. And it sounded horrible, and I started almost hyperventilating when I heard it, and I heard we couldn't get the acapellas, and I was like, wait, I can't put this out. This sounds crazy. What are we doing here? And so thank God I hit up, thank God I had, Dodo was like, all right, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to try to make a song around this, right? And we're going to make it work. So even though it's already on a beat, I'm going to try to mix it the best I can. Now, mind you, it was a verse and a hook. And I'm telling you, and at that price, that's a great price for a Smokepurpp feature. I was telling you, the verse was so bad, I almost was like, yo, we can't even use the verse, bro. Well, I knew what had happened at that time. I knew it because I had been in the game long enough to know the jokes. What it was obviously Perp probably went to the studio, laid down the verse, or laid down a bunch of different verses, and Spike, who is the person who works with them, probably gets money. I don't know if he kicks off Perp. I'm not going to say I don't know. But he probably resells that over and over and over and over again. And at this time, I'm not even really too worried. Okay, I'm like, that's crazy. But I'm not really, I don't feel like Perp maybe doesn't have anything to do with this, or doesn't have, maybe he doesn't understand. Whatever. I'm a little naive at the time, because to do something like that, I'm pretty sure you have some sort of knowledge. So I'm over here, I message Smokepurpp on Twitter, and I never get a response back. I hit him up. I say the situation, never get a response back. And I'm like, okay, dude, busy, whatever, this, that, and the third. Now, that's not where it stops, and that's not how it gets even crazy. That's like, okay, Perp, that's whatever, but maybe you're busy, maybe you didn't see it, right? Me and Dodo later learned, in order to put a song with a famous artist, like who's maybe signed on like a streaming platform that you have to have it cleared by the artist. We didn't know that at the time. So that there was when I was like, okay, now I see the whole jugs. You were never gonna, so we couldn't even really put it on streaming platforms without the clearance, and he was never gonna give us the clearance because it was a jugs the entire time. So basically what happened was I was left with a Smokepurpp hook that was, the hook is cool, I'm not too mad about it. It's not like exactly like the type of song, like the hook is cool, and the beat after Dodo, doctored it up is workable. But I've been sitting on this song for a hot minute. I haven't even laid verses on it yet, and I basically just took it like until I don't know if I could ever figure out a way I could get my money or back from whatever. And this is the time too where that's why the Dax situation, because that was right before the Dax situation, and that's why the Dax situation upset me as much as it did, because I was like, this isn't gonna keep happening. There's absolutely no way this is gonna keep happening, especially at the time, because I can't get it, Perp. I can't even contact him probably and tell him what's happening. I'm sure he was kicked off money to do it, and I'm sure Spike also has a part of it too. I mean, obviously Spike is the main thing about it, but I'm it's kind of a messed up situation, but it is what it is. I took it as just an L. That's what the music industry is, and I don't know, maybe one day I'll bump into Perp and be like, yo, son, are you gonna clear this? Can I upload this or what? You know what I mean? But until then, I kind of feel a way about it. I kind of feel like I got played. But out of all of it, I blame myself the most, because when I heard that cell phone footage, or cell phone, it was like a Snapchat video actually. When I heard it, I should have known better, but I already paid so much. And I'm telling you, if you guys know my story of right before I got my first YouTube check, like I was in the red. Like my bank account was literally in the negative. And that played a lot to it, because I really didn't have the money to do it at that time. But it is what it is. I don't know if I ever will release that song. If you guys want me to put verses on the song and maybe release it, and I also know Smokepurpp probably not gonna push it, probably not gonna retweet it, probably it's not gonna, so I'm basically not gonna have another Dax situation where it's just like that whatever, and move on to the next thing for him. So I just decided to, like, whatever. If you guys want to hear it, I guess put it in the comment section or tweet me at SCRUFACEJEAN, or hit me up on Instagram at SCRUFACEJEAN and let me know, or put it in the comment section. Shout out, that's another thing I gotta say. That's why the subscribers are so important. That's why the SFJ Nation is so important on my social medias and on YouTube, because you guys give independent artists like me a voice and strength to be able to do stuff and people hear it or not be played with. That was the whole thing on the, like, I'm cool with Dax now. Like, it's not like I'm cool. I'll still always have a weird place, a weird feeling for that, but things happen, so it's whatever, but that's why you guys are so important. That's why I love y'all so much. Thank you, because with you guys, we don't really need anybody else. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Love y'all. Get to the 3,000 thumbs up if you want to see another story time and 150 comments. We out.